property. A property owner can bar you from any property they own.
I haven't been on no property.
Okay.
I've been nowhere on that property.
Sir, if you refuse to identify yourself, I'm going to detain you. Sir, stand up off the motorcycle. You are being detained. Step off the motorcycle. You are being detained. Step off the motorcycle. You are being detained.
Welcome back to another episode of We the People University. My name is Abiyah Israel, former police officer and former sheriff's deputy. This video is brought to you by the YouTube channel 68 Shots. If you have not subscribed to his channel, please show him support and go and do so. All right. So yesterday we covered this video, and it was a response to a cop from Colorado, or to someone who said they were a cop from Colorado. It was a response to an email that he wrote me concerning this particular video, and how that I was leading all of you guys to eventually take a ride into the back of a police car, to jail. And so I just wanted to respond to that and make sure all of the viewers know, and that the cops who watch this channel know, that this is what the law states and yada yada. So we went through that. Now today, before we get started in another video on a different subject matter, still showing that most police officers don't know the law. Before we get started, I want to read a response or email in response to the video that I received yesterday. Okay. Now, with that being said, I want to be fair. I do get a lot of emails from police officers saying all type of crazy things. And for a lot of you guys who missed it in the comment section, I know the difference between traitor, T-R-A-D-E-R, and the other traitor, T-R-A-I-T-O-R. I know the difference, but I was telling you what they called me. But before we get into that, the next video, let me read this email, because I want to show that every now and then I do get a pretty decent email from a former cop. So check this out. This is Joe, and he says, I too am a Colorado cop of 17 years and formerly worked for both the private prison and the state prison of Colorado. I can tell you for a fact, what you are doing is phenomenal work, educating the masses on how to conduct themselves and know their rights when dealing with the cops. People, mostly cops, like to talk smack about you and to you because they don't like the fact that you are educating citizens on their rights. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people taken away for DUI or other BS due to contempt of cop. Please continue your great work. Joe, I definitely appreciate that, and just want to say thank you for that email, because it does get a little sometimes when you continue to receive so many emails, and every now and then comments as well. But anyway, let's move forward. In today's video, it's more of the same. We're going to look at just how important it is for cops to know law. So one thing I'm realizing the longer I'm doing this is that not everyone knows the basic laws, like a lot of you guys who watch the channel and other channels around YouTube. I've received several emails on the same topic asking the same question. So I decided I would just do a video. And when I saw this video, I thought it was a good example to answer this question. Some, it may be basic knowledge, but to others, it's not so basic. And we all know that cops don't always know law, but sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves too. We as people, United States citizens, can get a little too much YouTube education without verifying content creators. I'll be honest, I'm a content creator. You guys watch content creators, you guys watch auditors, and an auditor is creating content and putting it on YouTube. And it's for a good purpose, but sometimes the information can be wrong or incomplete. And so I want to point out something in this video that I've seen circulating around YouTube a lot, and no one seems to point out the other side of it. And when you go out and have an interaction with a cop, it may not work out best for you because there's one small detail missing. But before we do that, let's watch this video, and then we'll touch more here in a second. Let's check this out.
You just hear that? Fucking getting all this shit.
Has he been acting like this lately?
For a year.
For a year?
Yeah.
All right.
They bought the house from me and screwed me out of $7,400. Now I know you don't do anything about that. I'm not asking you to, but that set up the animosity. And
And what's his name? All right, well, I will try to talk to him. Have you considered possibly getting like a PPO?
that's exactly what I want to do.
Okay, perfect.
I want to show you this too. we had a light where they put a beyond bright LED light up there on their house, and they pointed it this way. So at that point, I put a light. I put 2 of them in.
Okay. So I would go down to the courthouse to be like, hey, I need to get in touch with the PPO coordinator's office, and then they'll get you in touch and get you.
You know what he just said? Because I mentioned that. I said, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to get a PPO on it. He said, I'll show you how to violate that.
Well, if he violates it, then he can go to jail. No, you're fine.
And that's what I said. They'll show you the jailhouse.
Yep. All right. So keep all those videos, right? I mean, if he's acting like this, just record it.
So,
okay.
You know, they
so you own that lot, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want them barred?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We can. Okay. All right. So perfect. Let me look at the GSI just to confirm that you do own it, right? And then we can have them barred from that lot up there. Okay. All right. Just hang tight for me. Hello.
Hey there.
Roger, right?
Did I tell you my name's Roger?
That's what he told me. Okay.
My name is Sir.
All right. Well, I do need your ID because he does want you barred from his lot over there.
Nobody goes on his lot though. That's the thing.
Okay.
So
hold on.
and then he
84, can you step it up? Priority 3. 84, can you step it up? Priority 3.
Like,
Okay.
who's to say that's even his lot?
GSI or GIS
Right. So
says that he does own it. He says he's seen you on it, and he would like you barred from the property.
What's the proof of it?
It's on my computer.
I said proof that I was on his lot.
yeah,
It doesn't matter. So
You don't need
it.
my ID. First you and him have to notify me that I'm trespassing.
Nope,
Then
that's
if I
not.
do it again,
Nope.
yep.
No.
You need my ID. You can go on about that because I ain't
No,
doing nothing
sir.
wrong.
Sir, in order to properly bar you from that property,
I ain't never been on this property.
he owned that lot.
I ain't
Okay.
never
Hey,
been
hold
on
on.
that
It
lot.
doesn't matter if you've been on
You
that.
said I did.
Let me finish. Stop interrupting me.
Bye. Have a
okay,
nice
but
day.
we own this property.
Sir.
So he needs to get off of our property. He
Bye-bye.
needs to get that
Okay,
trailer
then
off
we
our
can get
property.
each other barred from each other's property.
Have a move that then.
Okay.
I'm done talking.
Okay.
I am done talking. You're not going to put my name in the computer for
Yes,
something
sir.
I didn't do. Have a nice day, man.
I'm not leaving. That's not how this works. Okay.
I'm done talking.
Okay. 84. Where you at?
There are over 300 people killed every year in police pursuit related crashes. That's a lot of people that die when police are chasing someone. And 30% of those people are not even related or involved in the incident. They have nothing to do with the chase. And here's another fact. Out of every 1 million cars on the road, police officers have doubled the amount of crashes in relation to the general public. Why am I saying that? Now, this officer, she's at someone's house. It's a little dispute. He was on my property. Hey, he was on my property. Hey, stay out the property. Just give the word and you're out of there. Simple as that. But instead, since she wants to identify this guy so bad, all right, since she wants to identify him so bad, she tells her partner, 84, step it up. And 84 has to be his badge number. 84, step it up, meaning run code, meaning run lights and sirens to get here to an run emergency to get to a non-emergent situation. Why? He would not ID. And so by doing that, a lot of times people get hurt. She's putting the public in danger. I wanted to point that out because those of us who love to, just tell the department how great of a job they're doing, that might be some information we want to include. It will be some information that I include. But let me read this law concerning trespassing because there's something small that we tend to not see sometimes. Let's read this really quickly. This is the Michigan Penal Code for trespass. Except as otherwise provided in subsection 2, a person shall not do any of the following: enter the lands or premise of another without lawful authority after having been forbidden to do so by the owner or occupant or the agent of the owner or occupant. Remain without lawful authority on the land or premises of another after being notified to depart by the owner or the occupant or the agent of the owner or occupant, or enter or remain without lawful authority on fenced or posted farm property of another person without the consent of the owner or his lessee or agent. Here's a very important part. A request To leave the premises is not a necessary element for a violation of this subdivision. So two things I want to point out about that law, and this is why it's important to read your state laws and not just really wholeheartedly fully depend on YouTube, because the person who's making that particular YouTube video could be making it for a particular state or his or her state. Always check your state laws, because as we just read, some parts that are left out is the enter part. It's not always that, hey, you just have to give me a notice and then I have a chance to leave. But if you've already been told, and I think most of us know this part, if you've already been told not to enter, there's no notice required. You've been told not to enter, you're already trespassing. And obviously in this particular video, we don't know if this, well, most likely is that the guy told him to stay off already, right? And so he's making the claim that he entered into his property. And here's another part, and the part I wanted to point out. And subsection C is what I really want to get to. It read this: if you enter or remain without lawful authority on fenced or posted farm property of another person without the consent of the owner or his or her lessee or agent, a request to leave the premises is not a necessary element for a violation of this subdivision. Now in the video we're talking about, I can't tell from the video if it's fenced off farm property. Now I can kind of guess that it's not. The point of this law is this, because on YouTube, we primarily hear that if I enter on private property, then the owner must ask me or request me to leave before I'm considered trespassing. Not if it's fenced off private property or if it's posted private property, meaning there's a private property sign saying do not enter, trespassing. There are exceptions to this law. For example, if you're making a beeline to the owner to get consent or to request anything from the owner, purchase of land, selling something, in those cases, the law gives you some wiggle room, but you just can't enter onto a fenced farm property. And if you do, then there is no requirement for the person to have to ask you to leave. You're already in violation of the law. You may say, well, I'm not going to farm property. Well, some people do, so it's always good information to know.
Please
Okay.
come on my property.
So here's the deal. Okay, you're refusing to ID yourself.
I haven't broke no law.
Because yes, you are. You're hindering an investigation.
That's a secondary charge. I
You
haven't
are.
broke the law.
You are.
I haven't
No.
broke a
No.
law, ma'am.
You don't need to break a law to hinder an investigation. It's called
broke
H&O.
a law.
It is a misdemeanor. I have the right to detain you.
I haven't broke a law. What law have I broke?
You are refusing to identify yourself when you are trying to be barred from a property.
What crime have I committed?
You are hindering an investigation.
What crime have I committed, man?
You are hindering an investigation. That is a misdemeanor.
What crime have I committed?
You are hindering an investigation.
Did he show you any proof I was on that property?
You don't need proof to be on a property. A property owner can bar you from any property they own. You don't need proof. You don't need proof to be on a property. A property owner can bar you from any property they
I
own.
haven't been on no property.
Okay.
I've been nowhere on that property.
Sir,
I've been
if you
nowhere
refuse
on
to
that property.
identify yourself, I'm going to detain you.
I know most people will probably at this part be like, oh my God, what did she just say? But I give her kudos. Hey, she's been honest. I don't need proof of that. I'm not going to do my job properly. Why? We haven't done it properly up until this point. Why start today? She's been honest. Hey, but here's the real problem and why we keep bumping into this thing with the ID. The police department, yes, if someone owns property and they call them and they want that person trespassed, then yes, they can be trespassed. They don't need a reason to trespass you. But there's no real way that the police departments know how to keep track of whoever they trespass and from where. And so therefore, they're requesting or demanding and ordering you to give ID to follow policy to help them do their jobs properly. And this is where I understand the guy in the video. He's like, listen, I don't have to give you my ID in order for you to trespass me. Because remember, we don't know if that property is fenced off or not. And chances are it's probably not. And if it's not fenced off, he's definitely right. If it is fenced off, then we may have a bit of a problem. Trying to look at it from both ways. But I will be willing to bet any of you guys that that property does not have a fence around it and it's not farm property. So therefore, yes, he is not legally required to give his ID, but we all know how this is about to go.
Sir, stand up off the motorcycle. You are being detained. Step off the motorcycle. You are being detained. Step off the motorcycle. You are being detained.
Now, what are you guys rushing for? Ain't nobody do anything. That's a lawsuit. Thank you, Battle Creek.
All this, right?
Yeah, I'm recording it. That's a lawsuit.
Can you please drop your vape?
Here.
Thank you.
Man,
Please leave your hand behind your back, sir.
yeah, record it out.
Please leave your
Only thing right here is a pocket knife right here. Why you pushing me, man? Why are you pushing
Right now
me?
you are turning into me, and I'm
I'm trying to show him where this knife at on my work knife.
We can work that out. Where's that at?
On my right side over here. Look, right there and right there. You see the other one right behind my phone? No, behind my phone. Behind my phone.
Why are you yelling?
Because you act like you can't hear.
What am I doing to you, man?
What the fuck you mean? What y'all doing to me? Look what y'all doing. I'm on my personal property. I ain't did shit, and y'all come over here pulling this bullshit.
Right, we're gonna go back to my car, all right, sir?
Under duress?
I told you you were hindering an investigation. Okay?
What investigation?
He wanted you barred from the
You can
property.
keep recording as long as you want. I ask you to just stay on the sidewalk, okay?
That's fine.
And just one more quick side note. If you're ever detained by police and they're telling you that, hey, you're under arrest, so I'm going to arrest you, and they actually search you. But let's just say they never actually booked you in or took you down or took custody or arrested you or given you a citation or anything, they decide to let you go. Well, they just violate your Fourth Amendment rights. Okay, because there are certain times that police can search without a warrant. An incident to arrest is one of those times. In this particular case, he did receive a citation. They did cite him and let him go after they searched him. So I don't think the court would side with him on that one. But if you're ever in the situation where you're detained by police, they have searched you because maybe they were going to conduct an arrest and take you down and book you. But let's say they didn't. We've seen that happen before. Never forget, they just searched you. And since it's not an incident to arrest, then that very well may be a victory in court for a Fourth Amendment rights violation. Illegal search.
What you gotta do? What's your name and badge number?
Officer Octa, my badge number is 85.
Hey, y'all, what's yours? What's yours? Long. You got all that badge numbers?
Yep.
I'll give you my card even. Y'all have no right to even be going in my pockets.
Right now you're refusing to identify yourself.
I haven't broken the law. I haven't did nothing wrong.
Perfect.
I haven't did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
Hello.
Hello. So a Michael Rothwell wanted this guy, Roger Bard, neighbors feuding, whatever. So he owns 93 Cliff, which is like an empty lot, which is like right next to Roger's home. So he's like, yep, I want a Bard.
Own the lot?
No, Roger doesn't, Michael owns it. And I checked on GIS, it says Michael Rothwell, which is who's the guy I was talking to that wants Roger Bard.
Okay.
So, I walk up to Roger, I'm like, hey man, listen. And he goes, nope, it's sir. I'm like, okay, so that's immediately how we're going. I explained to him, I'm like, hey, listen, this is what's going on. He just wants you barred from the property. I've never been on that property, you can't, haven't broken the law. I'm like, listen man, he just wants you barred. I just gotta get your ID, have you properly barred from the property. That just means you can't go into an empty lot, that's all that means. And he refused to identify himself multiple times, the yada yada, and he's kind of a big guy, so that's why I was like, 84, like, where you at? Like, because I could see something going wrong. So I'm like, if you don't give me your ID, you are going to be detained. You are hindering an investigation. Refuse to ID. Just, what law am I breaking? What law? So we detain him, and he's under arrest for hindering and opposing right now.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're at. So.
Yeah, he's part of a criminal investigation. You're trying to ID him, and he's refusing to identify himself.
Yeah.
So,
and I told him multiple times, like, you're going to be detained, and he goes, nope, nope, nope.
Yep.
And then Drew and Long pull up, and then we get him in cuffs.
Okay.
So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay.
And I've only taken one person for H&O, but they were remaining on the property, so it was like H&O and trespassing. So are you good if we still lodge him or no?
Well, do you have ID on him?
Yes, we did ID him.
You've confirmed?
Yes, yep, lean and RMS.
Yeah, you can still, like, cite him for the hindering and opposing, and Well, you can't really write him for the trespassing.
No.
You didn't see him on the property.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you can still write him a ticket for it unless he's being a complete asshole.
He's got his girlfriend out here like videotaping us, and like he's an asshole, but he's not like fighting, nothing like that.
Okay. If you feel like he needs to go to jail, then we.
If you want, we can get him barred. If you want, you can have him barred from that property and the whole nine. Okay. Yep, you can walk right up there. Just walk right up there. Just say you're barred from that lot. You're not allowed to go over there.
Don't say shit to me. Don't say shit to me.
You're barred from my property.
I don't give a fuck what you got to say.
Perfect. Easy enough.
Who I deal with.
You can't bar me from somewhere I've never been. That's like you telling me don't come to your house and I don't even know where you live.
Well, we can and you are. So.
Okay, do what you got to do.
All right.
I've never even been up there. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What?
H&O ticket or not?
Yep, ticket. So here's the deal. Yep, I got it. So I got it. So you're gonna be issued a hindering and opposing misdemeanor citation, okay? All right. Technically, I can't take you to jail, but I ain't trying to do that today.
I understand.
Okay. So I'm gonna go print off that ticket, and if you were caught on that property again, you're gonna be given. Hold on. Stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. You're caught on that empty lot right up there, 93 Cliff. Who is owned by Michael.
Okay.
You are going to be issued a trespassing citation, and if you remain on that property, eventually you will go to jail. Do you understand?
I totally understand.
So I just want to make sure I said this clearly and you guys understand what I was saying about the trespassing laws in Michigan. All right, there are little small things that you got to pay attention to, like what type of property we're talking about. Is it a property with the fence around it? Is it a farm property? Then you simply entering onto that property, you don't have the right to say, wait, you have to tell me to leave first. No, that's not an element that is required for you to be in violation of the law. As soon as you enter the property without permission, after being told either not to enter or seeing the sign, you can be trespassed or criminally trespassed or charged with criminal trespass at that point. So each state law may be a little bit different. Let's just not rely on YouTube. I mean, myself and other creators around here, we're trying our best to help educate as much as we possibly can, but no one is perfect. So therefore, I just want to make sure I tell you guys again, always pay attention to your state laws, always report the police, because these little small things, we don't watch them, you can end up in jail somewhere. Make sure you record the police. With that being said, We the People University, signing off. If you're one of the viewers who reached out saying that you're not getting any of the We the People University notifications, I have a solution. By texting WTPU to 844-764-2158, I can personally notify you whenever we publish videos. Text WTPU to 844-764-2158 and you will receive a text message notification with the link every time we publish a video.